All right, guys, welcome into the 2023 Syracuse Open. This coverage is sponsored by the Pies Guys. I'm joined by Stephen Bailey, the TD. What's going on, Stephen?
I'm doing great, Jim. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for coming out to Van Buren for the final round.
Of course, we had a great day one. After 2 rounds, at day 2, we got a tight race up top. What are you thinking for this round?
It's exciting. There's probably 12 or 13 players within striking distance. Extremely scoreable course in Van Buren. Hot round last year was 10 down, and the scoring conditions are even better. So, look for a number probably better than that today.
Here we go. It's going to kick us off at hole 1, 465, a big par 3. We're going to throw it down to our starter to kick things off.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Syracuse Open, sponsored by the Pie Guys. Presenting your MPO lead card today. First on the box, hailing from Allentown, Pennsylvania, we have Mr. Blake Kelly.
Yeah, Blake Kelly coming in at 986 rated. This guy throws bombs. Really fun to watch. You get a chance to play with him at all?
Yeah, I played with him Friday night, and then I played with him last year. He came up and had a top 5 finish at the Syracuse Open, and he's already farther below par than he was last year, so he's been playing great.
Leaning on a big hyzer here, flips up a touch, 465 downhill, just crest over that hill. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's Blake's overstable destroyer. You're going to see him leaning on
Next
that.
up on the box, coming from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, we have Brayden Jones.
Brayden Jones, one of our 2 players coming in from Canada. 982 rated, throws a lot of lefty stuff. This will be fun to watch.
Yeah, leans on the forehand pretty hard. And I will say, the wind is down at Van Buren today. Those who've been out here a lot, you usually expect 8 to 10 mile an hour steady winds. Usually a headwind on 1 and 2. No headwind today, and these guys can really, really attack.
Third on the box today, we have coming from St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada, Mr. Martin Hendel.
Thank you. Martin, one of the nicest guys out there coming in from Canada today. 10-12, end of a sponsored player. This guy has one of the smoothest forms I've ever seen. The disc just goes, and it goes straight.
Yeah, 4th highest rated player in Canada currently.
This is his Halo Wraith here, looking to put a pump on this one. Just effortless power. Look at that thing just go. On the backside of the tree, knocks down pinball, and that's absolutely parked.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And
that backdoor hyzer really
MPO
plays when the wind is
lead
down.
card today, we have from Meriden, Connecticut, Duncan Farquharson.
Duncan with a little Connecticut love here. We see him a lot at Panthorn. He's only been playing for 2 years. This is his first season at MPO, and this dude can rip. He's going to throw a C-line DD3 here. A lot of power, a lot of length. Again, just effortless power here. Almost hits our catch cam. Shout out to Andy Padula on catch cam.
Yeah, coming off his round in advance right onto catch cam. Really appreciate that.
Huge shout out to Andy and Toby, our camera people for today. Little layup here for Duncan. And some of these guys outdrove the hole here, just casually.
Yeah, this is a common landing zone. You have something that fades in front of the pines. And usually a pretty protected putt when it is windy out.
Loving that headband out of Blake. Looking sharp today.
Yeah, he's been wearing it all weekend.
Good run. We can see where Martin ended up here. Nice little tap-in birdie to start off. This is a great way to start.
Great bird. What'd you throw?
That's Wraith on the outside there.
He's like, that was just a Wraith. Casual Wraith.
Yeah, pretty cool card. You got 2 Canadians. Blake coming from Pennsylvania, Duncan from Connecticut, and there's a whole bunch of New Yorkers trying to chase him down, among players from all over the Northeast.
That's right. It's going to bring us to hole 2, 371 par 3. This is a big, fun hole on this one. What's the pro play on this one?
Yeah, I mean, if you got it, it's a big hyzer. Again, when you have the headwind, it's hard to go with a neutral disc because you flip it up and ride right, and you can't really see it on camera, but there's a wall of stuff out there. Easy to leave yourself trapped on the right side.
Martin going with a Halo Destroyer here. Has some good height. It's got a hookup at the end, which it does, and he's 2 for 2 for park jobs there. Way to go, Martin. is looking like that same disc that Blake threw on 1.
Yeah, that pink destroyer. Not uncommon to see someone throw the same disc off of 1 and 2. Right-hand, backhand especially. Great
height, great angle, and little pole kiss to start it off.
That's unlucky.
I don't think he realized how great that shot
was.
Happened,
honestly, with all the bushes in the way.
Another forehand here from Brayden. This is good, swinging out wide. Yeah, a bunch of great shots so far.
Yeah, this hole plays much harder when the wind is up. It's closer to a must-get for some of these guys. Certainly you're throwing an attacking shot.
Duncan with a destroyer here. Just does a little, like, one step up and rip, and, yeah, right outside circle there maybe.
Crazy that he's so new to the sport. I mean, he's only got 1 pro cash, started playing MPO at the end of last year, and there are a lot of good players who are behind him on the leaderboard going into day 3. I think 3
must
or 4,000
be nice when you're just that
players.
good, you know? Must be nice. Great putt there from Brayden. Good bird. Similar distance for Blake here, just a little low.
Yeah, a little tight, coming in with the lead.
Good range of ages on this card, too. I don't know exact ages of everybody, but they had really good morale on the card. It was fun to watch.
A couple of uncharacteristic misses there.
Well, we got 3 players up at -15.
Yeah, I can tell you Blake's a heck of a putter, too. He ran the putting side of a clinic at the tournament last year. I mean, when he's going, it's straight at the basket from 50, 60 feet.
I'm excited to see more out of him. That's going to bring us to hole 3. This is definitely a must-get birdie. 225 downhill. OB Island. Is this island hole for you guys?
It's an island hole. It's the 5th easiest hole in the course. Saw the most birdies of any hole, but also 17% bogey percentage. So easy to see a 2-score swing if you don't make the gap and don't get the speed right.
Shout out to you guys for providing the walkthroughs for this course too. Really appreciate that. There's a little inside for Brayden here. It's got a hook up at the end.
Yeah, he got away with one there.
That'll putt. Martin going to a little AVR here. And it's crazy how much his disc just glides straight for him. Just got to check out before it gets OB, which it does. Good shot.
Yeah, you know you're good when you're using the nose up to slow down the disc.
Blake, similar line to Brayden. Just trim that tree there, and that's going to set up nice birdie putt.
Yeah, that's a dagger. Dagger from Blake. Same mold he putts with.
Get a little zone OS out of Duncan. Very mixed bag out of this guy. And
ooh.
Let's check this out again. Just a little kiss on the rim there.
That was close. $1,600 ace pot.
It would have been a little firework for sure. We can see how close Martin was to OB. It does come into play for sure. Really cool hole. I like the island aspect.
Yeah, that white line is the circle. The red flags is the island. So we had a few feet. But
yep.
You see him missing left again there. 2nd putt in a row.
Good bird there from Brayden. Really simple putting stroke. He's got a nice kind of spin dead straight shot.
Yeah, good to see Blake get an easy one. Hopefully get a rhythm going.
All right, 3 birdies and a par. We're moving on. Tap in here from Martin. That'll work. That's going to bring us to hole 4. This has got to be a signature hole in this course. This was just incredible to check out this. 431 par 4. How do you tackle this one?
Amazing. All different kinds of ways. These guys can try and make an eagle play if you can get something straight to the back wall, but you could go putter if you want to. This whole creek on the right and right of the water is all out of bounds.
And this has got to be perfect shot, right? This is a pyro out of Brayden. I thought this was great to watch.
Yeah,
really
it's a
nice
good
shot.
spot for sure. You can see that
I think
tree
that
right
low
over
ceiling
the creek
comes
there.
into play too. Just got to miss that one tree there.
That's the one I was about to mention, and it is for right-hand backhand. If you're trying to throw something that pushes, it's right in the way.
Good roll out there for Blake, though. He'll be right around where Brayden ended up. Duncan going a little faster. This is a construct here, and that low ceiling comes into play for sure.
Okay.
Martin going to a boss here.
Yep.
Similar.
That's still a position you can attack from,
Huge.
but it's risky. You're going over the water twice, basically.
Yeah, I feel like this is Martin's bread and butter. This little AVR turnover.
Yeah,
Just
controlling
so
the nose
smooth.
angle perfectly.
Oh, nice shot.
He's a legend. Yeah, really fun OB on this hole. Very challenging. Duncan's going to find this early tree, and unfortunately, this goes right out of bounds.
Ooh.
Luckily,
Yeah,
crossed inbounds further up, but that could have been bad.
Yep, yeah, they gave him the spot on the corner there, so we'll have a circle 1 putt.
Not an easy shot for Blake here. Kind of a weird turnover with that tree behind, but that'll work.
Yep. Yeah, that's the advantage to getting it up the fairway. You can kind of at least pitch up pretty comfortably.
Yeah, we can see where Duncan went out here. They gave him that corner. Not a big green here. I mean, it's
tight.
They make it look easier than it is, yeah.
It's 431-foot par 4, so extremely short. But tied for the hardest hole in the course on Sunday at 4.12, so a little over a tenth of a stroke over par. And is the most bogeyed hole. But Duncan wasn't one of them.
Super confident on that stroke. Great to watch him putt. That was a big par for him after that OB.
Yep, I mean, it's really crazy to think about with Duncan. Only been playing a couple years. He's out here with an absolute legend in Martin Hendel and a couple of 980-plus rated pros in Blake and Brayden. And Duncan's really held his own early on.
A couple great birdies out of these guys. So much fun to watch that hole. I could play that hole all day.
Yeah, quick story. Well, I'll hold the story on hole 4 so we can thank the Pies Guys, our title sponsor. Thanks to Reese and the Pies Guys for sponsoring the 2023 Syracuse Open, providing lunch for the entire field on Saturday. With 6 convenient locations throughout Syracuse, you're never far from a hot meal.
Woo! I'm getting hungry, and we're only on hole 5, 488. Another really good hole, par 4. It's just incredible use of land on this course.
Yeah, awesome. Little more eagleable, especially for a lefty if he wants to, but Brayden just laying up with the hyzer here. We did see 3 eagles on Sunday.
And I thought this was crazy short out of his hand, but that's a great shot. I mean, that's where you want to be, right? Right on that hill.
Yeah, if you're not trying to eagle it, then that's fine. That's, should be a pretty stock shot from there. Whereas if you throw an attacking shot and you miss the gap, you're pitching out to lay up for 4.
Yeah, Blake thought he was a little short, but that's a great one too.
Yep.
And we're going to see a putter out of Martin here, just showing us all his distance. Just so smooth, this guy, and this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I know Martin and his sister Sandy were out, I think, Thursday practicing here, so familiar with the course. Like I said, Blake played it last year. I don't know about Duncan and Brayden specifically, but at least 2 of the guys here had those game plans going in to play this for a 3.
Yeah, Duncan's forehand just went crazy straight there. This is Blake's upshot, and this was just insane. Off the bridge.
Wow.
Misdirect right to the basket.
Wow.
Never seen that before. I've played a lot of rounds here.
Duncan with a nice little turnover here. Awesome green because it kind of slows your disc. You can really attack this one.
It does, but I'll say if you leave it left of the basket, there's not a lot of putting lines, and if you leave it high of the basket, that's a nervy putt.
Kind of a good kick
That's a
there
good
for
sit.
Brayden. Yeah. So this is where Martin ended up CTP with the putter. He loved to see that.
Yeah, he's
With
got
the
his
card.
eyes on a 2 here.
Just so much effortless power.
Yeah, he was running that for sure.
That'll be a tough birdie putt. Yeah, great course overall. I love the height differences in greens, the elevation on a bunch of different holes. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, the course was originally designed by Dylan Reese and Barrett Bateman. Dylan actually one of 3 eagles on this hole on Sunday, along with Ian Barry and Gary Carpentier. But the CNYDGA took it over a few years ago and did a little redesigning, including adding hole 4. Shout out to Mike Timmons, our steward, who basically cut out the majority of it himself. And, yeah, it's been amazing to see such talented players take it on.
We got birdies all around on that hole. We're going to hole 6, 507, a shorter par 4, but you really got to get out. And some of these trees and bushes really come into play. It's a fun hole.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the course on Sunday. It's tough because you think it's reachable, but you could find yourself in a bush, or if you pull it left in the woods, if you don't quite get it to a comfortable run.
Yeah, we're going to see that out of Brayden here. Really good height, and actually finds himself right in the middle, but he thought he was backed up in a bush somewhere.
This was smoked.
Great height out of Blake, and just keeps going.
Yeah, he found a pocket between those trees. That was really impressive.
We're going to see Martin Starr Boss here. A little turnover, full flight, and this is a beauty. Turn around the old catch cam there. Love to see that. Halo Shrike out of Duncan here. A little too much height out of his hand maybe, but this will work out. Check up right in the middle.
Yeah, we're coming back across that field that 2 plays on, so usually you have a big tailwind here. Again, very, very calm. So maybe not the conditions these guys practiced in, but still pretty darn scoreable.
Brayden, good upshot there. Went a little longer than he thought. Duncan took him a while to figure out what kind of line to go here. Didn't really have any sort of play and kind of fluffs this forehand. Just didn't get enough turn on it.
Yeah, not the miss you want there.
Martin looking to probably just run this one, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Little eagle on the card. And I think gets saved by that pole a little bit there. Yeah, unfortunate where Blake ended up. That was an absolute rip.
Yeah, that hit like 3 different bushes. He still made it to like 90 feet.
And good little run there. I thought it was ringing that up. Here's Duncan from about circle 2. Good run. Nice birdie there from Brayden. Yeah, we had a fun little gallery kind of following us too. A bunch of course locals, local players. It was a fun day.
Yeah, we couldn't ask for better weather. Getting in between the wildfire smoke coming down and a bunch of rain on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, just made it. This might be one of my favorite holes. Really cool one. Hole 7, 311 par 3. The water comes into play. We got trees everywhere. How do you tackle this one?
Yeah, I think for right-hand backhand, you want to get something turning through the gap. When it's calm, you can go something neutral. It's usually, again, you might have that headwind here, and that's when this hole gets a little hairy.
We're going to see a hex out of Brayden and just doesn't get enough hyzer on it, but sneaks in. That'll work out.
Yeah, it's a long look.
It worked out.
Love the sunglasses on. You ever play with sunglasses?
Absolutely not.
A lot of people can pull it off. I can't pull it off.
Blake can keep them on, too. It's not like the Matty O thing where he's got to catch them every time. Maybe that's why the cool bandana works, too.
Martin really sizing this one up. One of the big things I always see with pros is they really take their time. He really picked his line here and just slices and dices this course.
We should have a lean-out forehand there.
Yeah.
Common miss, just not quite getting it turned enough.
You see a little forehand out of Duncan, and his forehand is just effortless power. That's ripped.
Yeah, he pulled that one. But the forehand definitely plays. You just kind of, want to be a little more direct with it. But he's in a decent spot. This is a safe run.
Yep. Good bit. He actually fell down. Everything was all right, but yeah, really cool hole. Martin with a little
left
tickle.
again, just a little left.
And Blake, I think he's got a Raptor or something a little fast. I was surprised. This came out real hot. Luckily,
Firebird,
it sat
yeah.
down right there. Yeah.
He said he was worried about getting through some of the branches.
Brayden's got to putt through these bugs here. Oh, good run.
Yeah, tough one for Blake.
Yeah, visibly a little frustrated by this hole. That'd be a tough bogey for him. Martin tapping this one in.
Yeah, there's no good bogeys out there, even bogeys that a top pro wants to stomach. Again, I think we only had 2 holes that played over par. It's a really scoreable course, and the conditions were optimal.
Beautiful, beautiful day. I'm going to go swimming in that lake after this. We're going to move on to hole 8, 309, par 3. This is a tight one in the woods. We're going in the woods from being out of the woods. We go back out. Love this course. How do you play this hole?
Yeah, I mean, I think pushing forehand is great. There's kind of 2 small gaps all the way at the back, so you go stalling forehand or left-hand backhand or something tighter and inside, but it's easy to not push it far enough, and you kind of end up there.
Yeah, that looked great out of his hand, but yeah, I guess it was a little too tight.
Yep, this tied for the hardest hole in the course. You know, still about a 1/10 of a stroke over par, so not crazy hard, but not quite as many birdies as you're seeing on the rest of the woods. 9 through 12 is a wooded loop, but you're going to see a lot of 2s on the MPO side.
We're going to see an MD3 out of Duncan here. Hits a late tree. Yeah, there's a couple you got to beat, and just kind of eating these guys up a little bit.
Yeah, going for that inside flex, which is definitely one of the plays, but you get stuck here.
This will be a tough up and down here for Blake.
Nice, and that's that gap that the inside flex would play on. You just need something that's going to finish a little more.
Duncan in a little bit of trouble here, goes up and over everything, and this just kept going. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Brayden looking to ring one up here. Good run.
Almost. Putting with PA3s firm.
Look good out of Martin here. Yeah, it's kind of not your typical woodsy hole. It's got a really good movement to it. A lot of these holes upcoming are really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think if 1 or 2 of the right trees would fall, you'd have a bit more of a fair gap. The rest of the woods the gaps are right there. You gotta hit them, and if you do, you'll be in circle 1. This one's it's tight. You need specific shots.
Good work there from Martin. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite courses to watch, where you have your holes in the wide open, you have your woods course, you have everything.
Yeah, beautiful property. And shout out again to Dylan and Barrett. We didn't see that, Blake, don't worry, for getting the baskets in, and it's been cool to see the development over the last 3 years. A lot of pride and joy here.
Looks incredible. That's going to bring us to hole 9, 274. We got another par 3 to finish here. This one's just kind of right in front of you, huh? You just got to hit that gap.
Yeah, I think if you're going right-hand, backhand, you want to get something turning, whether it's stable on Anheuser or something flippy on a Heiser flip line.
Or you just go this backdoor route and hit that bank there. That'll work.
Yep. Yeah, a little tougher for the lefty. Maybe a little surprised we didn't see Brayden go forehand.
This is that bread and butter shot out of Martin. Just this AVR up in the air, turn it over. I got to throw that shot more often, intentionally.
Got the soft touch.
That's it. Duncan going to an envy here. So far in his bag, I think we've hit every manufacturer. He's got it all.
Yeah, cool to see. I think 3 guys on the card with mixed bags. Yeah. Brayden, Blake, and Duncan.
Yep. Great shot there from Duncan. Blake going that backdoor route. He has a really fun form to watch, I would say.
Yeah,
super simple but explosive.
A DX Rock finding a way.
Yeah. Martin looking to catch up to Brayden here with a little birdie. Slow and steady wins the race.
Nice putt. Getting a round of applause from CNY DGA #1, Gary Crowley. Took down MP60 this weekend.
Here we go. Duncan with the towel snap there. He's fired up. Blake back on that birdie train. We're in for a fun back nine. These guys, scores are coming back to each other. Great.
They got to
front
keep
nine.
scoring.
Oh. Here we go. Good work. Steven, great front nine. What'd you think after 9 holes?
I mean, it's a race to the top, and 17-year-old Lucas Oberholzer-Hess is there right now. The lead card's got to get the rest of the birdies in the woods and try and finish strong out in the Open.
Coming out of nowhere. Yeah, we got some fire on the chase card. Thanks so much for watching the front, guys. Stay tuned to the back. Steven, thanks for joining us. And again, shout out to the Pies guys for sponsoring this coverage. A lot of fun. Steven, we'll see you in the back nine.